Alright, we're going to be cutting a coconut today. First I'm going to drink it, and I'm going to shut the camera off and enjoy it, and then I'm going to cut it up so we can use it in, this will be future hash browns. You can see that I've stuck some coconut in there. Just put that in the food processor and shredded that right up. Very tasty. And then this one here went through the Omega Vert 350, which is, this is probably about 2/3 almonds and 1/3 coconut. I'll kind of cube it up at the end. The toys that I'm going to use is, this is a, well, I guess they call that like a Remy tool. This is a, I got it from grocerytie.com, but it's called a Haidragon, Haidragon. Very handy. You just get that thing right in there and cruise around a little bit, and then when you're done, it'll have a little plug in there. You just go like this, flink, and it knocks it right out. Very handy. And then for actually opening it, you can use a knife like this, no problem. You're going to be using this part right here, but this is certainly big enough. But this, if you really want to get the Cadillac, is a cleaver. But again, I'm going to use this for taking the white part of it off, the husk. But then this part right here is again what I'm going to be used for opening it. And then I use this for taking the meat out. And you know, metal one would probably be good, but until this plastic one breaks, I'll keep using that. Of course, a straw once I open this thing up. So the first thing I'll definitely get rid of this. So the first thing I do, as you can see, the ones that I get are, they've already got most of the green stuff off. It's wrapped in plastic. They may have formaldehyde on it, so I'm a little bit careful about the way I use it. But you can see if you don't have the green outer shell to it, it does dry up a little bit if it's not perfectly wrapped. So depending on how you get it, it really doesn't affect the way that I would open these things up. So the first thing I like to do is just drink the milk, or I'm sorry, drink the water that's in there. So I'll just jam this guy in there. Must be a fairly mature one, because it was a little bit difficult to get in there. You can see that there's the plug in there. Oh, sometimes it knocks it inside. Not a problem. Doesn't really affect being able to use it by a straw, but that's no problem. That's just the outer husk right there. Anyway, at this point, the straw goes in, and I'm going to drink it. Well, that water was really good. Now I'm going to go ahead and get the meat. I'm going to use a cleaver or a knife, whatever it takes, and I'm going to be cutting myself down to the brown for the husk that you would normally see if you were going to the store. I'm not really going to do anything with this because I'm not going in through there. My goal is to take off a piece about, you know, the size of a softball. Alright, here we go. I'm going to use the bottom here. Off we go, and I was right. This one is fairly mature. It's it was a little bit harder to get into, and this meat is, it's not jelly-like like some of the younger ones. It's fairly tough, which is good. It has more oil. It makes a really good noodle. If it was super, you know, gelatinous, I would probably just stick it into a smoothie. But here I'm going to just use my, this is I think an ice cream scoop. Comes right out of there. You don't need to get every piece. The one thing you do need to be careful of is, because you've done some pretty big work here, is that you might have some little chunks of the hard stuff. So I just make sure there's none of that stuff. I'm trying to ride along. So I'll just put that out of the way. Today I think I'm going to be using this as noodles because I am out of almonds, so I won't be making almond milk today. So when I do noodles, oh, there's the plug that I talked about. You can see that when the plug comes out, you can see it's nice and white. That would tell me that it's a good fresh young coconut. If it was purple, you probably wouldn't want to drink the water. You want to just open it up and just see what it looks like. Now, of course, you can do exactly what I just did right here, and just knock it out. You're going to lose a little bit of the water, not a ton, but you can always just stick the straw right in there, more like you would see at a restaurant. I think that's the way that they would do it. But I like to do the straw technique. So you don't lose any, it's a little bit less messy. I'm going to use this and just kind of get around the edge. Yeah, this is some pretty tough stuff. This is going to make great noodles. There we have that. A little bit left in there. I'll definitely take that out. And that is ready to either go into stir fry, or if it was more gelatinous, I could always just kind of chop it up and then stick it in my smoothie if you have Vitamix or whatever. And then again, you just want to make sure that you could take out the hard stuff so it doesn't beat up whatever machine you're going to use next. So that's it, getting into a coconut.